This case is a bit of a throwback, and I'm going to use some words that many of my viewers may not have heard in a while, and some maybe never. In 2002, the city of Ontario, California issued some of its officers pagers able to send and receive text messages. The service provider had a monthly limit on the amount of characters each pager could send or receive. Exceeding those characters would result in an additional fee. This week, we'll take a look at the city of Ontario versus Quon, a 2010 U.S. Supreme Court case that addressed an officer's expectation of privacy on government devices. I'm Steve Serbalik, and I'm a panel attorney with AsCops in Arizona. When the officers exceeded their monthly limit several months in a row, the chief of police decided to look into the issue. He wanted to determine whether the existing limit was too low for the department need, or whether the overages were due to personal messages. The carrier provided transcripts of the text messages, and Sergeant Quon was found to have sent many messages that were not work-related and some were sexually explicit. The chief referred the matter to OPD's Internal Affairs Division. The internal investigator used Quon's work schedule to find out when Quon was on duty, and they redacted from his messages sent off duty. But the transcripts showed that few of his on-duty messages related to police business. Quon was disciplined for violating OPD rules. Quon and several others filed a suit against the department alleging a Fourth Amendment violation and alleging that the carrier violated the Stored Communications Act. For this review, we'll focus only on Quon's claim that the department violated his expectation of privacy, the Fourth Amendment claim. Now, the district court said there was an expectation of privacy to start with. Whether or not the audit was a reasonable search depended on if the chief's intent was to see if Quon was wasting time or to see if the character limits on the PD's pager plan was insufficient for their needs. A jury found that the chief's intent was legitimate, and the district court held the city did not violate the Fourth Amendment. The Ninth Circuit reversed. The Ninth Circuit agreed that there was a base expectation of privacy, but also found that the search was unreasonable because there were other less invasive ways to conduct the audit. The U.S. Supreme Court stepped in and made the final call. The Supreme Court said that the search simply had to be reasonable, not that it also had to be the absolute least intrusive version available. Quote, "This court has repeatedly refused to declare that only the least intrusive search practicable can be reasonable under the Fourth Amendment." End quote. And the court pointed out other factors that led to the reasonableness argument. For instance, the city informed the officers it provided pagers to that they would be subject to audit. The officers should have had a reasonable understanding that their actions and communications on government devices would come under scrutiny given the nature of the work. And the search was motivated by a legitimate work-related purpose and was not excessive in scope. It's an interesting case, but here's something else to consider. Arizona's public records laws are possibly even more broad. So that text thread, the fun group chat that you have with work colleagues, it's not new. As long as there's been a way for officers to communicate inside jokes, they've been getting in trouble for doing just that on government devices or on government time. So protect yourself. Keep the humor to a professional minimum at work, especially on government devices, and save yourself the headache. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like, follow, and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel grow. Be on the lookout for new videos. They come out every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Arizona time. I'm Steve Serbalik. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.